In this lesson, we're going to solve equations involving square roots. And I'm going to show you all the tricks you need to know to do that. So if we have a problem like this that says solve for s squared equals 25. So the first step, in order to solve for s, perform the inverse operation to squaring. Okay? So we've seen this before in other equations that we solved, but they didn't involve square roots at the time. So the inverse operation to squaring is taking the square root. So take the square root of both sides of the equation. How does that look? So we take the square root of both sides of the equation, okay? S squared is underneath the square root sign, and so is this 25. 25 is now going to be a square root. So we know that every positive number has both a positive and a negative square root. Okay, so positive 25 will have a positive and negative square root. So we have to put this here, positive and negative, in front of the square root sign, and I'll explain in a second. So 25 is 5 times 5, or 5 squared. Remember, the square and the square root cancel each other out. So when we write this, we know that the square and square root cancel each other out. So now we're just left with s equals plus or minus 5, because this cancels with the square root sign. So now let's discuss why we use positive and negative, okay? Why do we do that? Well, we know that minus 5 times minus 5 equals 25, right? We know that when you have two negative numbers, you multiply them together, they become positive. And then for two positive numbers, of course we know 5 times 5 equals 25. So s can be either plus 5 or minus 5, since both give 25 when squared. So that's the answer. S is plus or minus 25. And that's how you solve that type of problem. And don't worry if you didn't understand that. You could just rewatch the video. As well, take a look at the description. There's a link there to my ebook. In the ebook, there's a link to this video. You could follow along in the ebook as you watch the video. As well, I have links in the description to other videos of mine that I've done that are similar to this if you need extra help. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for listening.